Hello and welcome. My name is Millen, and in this video I'm going to show you how to calculate the month-to-date sales and the percentage difference against the same period last year. Now, Power BI makes this fairly simple for us, so we can use a couple of functions to get this done. So without further ado, let's get to it. So we're in Power BI, and this is our data model. What we're dealing with here is we've got the fact internet sales table and our date table. These are the only two tables that we need for this example. Now, the other thing is the columns that we want to look at are the sales amount to calculate our sales and the order date. The order date is currently being filtered by the date column in the date table. So let's go back to our report and let's get started. So to create this, there are a couple of things that we need. We first need our total internet sales. We then need our total internet sales for the month to date. And thirdly, we need our total internet sales for the month to date, but for the previous year. So how do we do that? Well, as you can see, I've already got a total internet sales measure created. It is simply the sum of the sales amount column. Now, using this measure, we can go ahead and create our other two. So let's create a new measure and let's call it total internet sales month to date. Now, this is simply the month to date sales of our total internet sales measure using the date table as the filter. So total month to date using our total internet sales measure with the date table, date column as our filter. And that's it. We now have our total month to date. The next thing we want to do is create a second measure called our total internet sales, let's say month to date previous year. So I'm just going to call this MTD year to keep things simple. And this will have a very similar format to our previous measure. So what we want is the total month to date sales for our total internet sales. But instead of just having the date table and column as our filter, we actually want to move it back by a year. So what we can do is add dates, or rather date add. The dates is going to be our date table and date column. The number of intervals is -1 because we're moving it back by one period, and the interval is going to be a year. So this is doing the month to date calculation, but for the month last year. So now we have our three measures that we need. Now we need our final one. At the beginning of the video, I said we're going to calculate the percentage difference. And what is a percentage difference? It is basically just the difference divided by the original. Okay, so let's create one final measure. And let's call it percentage difference. So to calculate this, we need, first of all, we need to use a divide function. So we want to divide. Now the numerator is going to be the difference from the total internet sales a month to date. So total internet sales month to date minus our MTD previous year. So that's the difference from last year's number to this year's. And we're dividing it by the original number, which is the month to date previous year. That is our original number, MTD prev year. And there we are, done. That is our percentage difference. We can now go ahead and format that as a percentage. We can give it 2 decimal points, which it does automatically for us. So all that's left for us to do is to bring in a card visual with our percentage difference on there. And as you can see, our difference from last year for the month to date total sales is -2.31%. So I hope you found this tutorial useful. please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you on the next one.